Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. We are picking up where we left off. We're going to be hopefully concluding Kingdom Hearts 2's area in this episode. So if you guys missed the last couple ones, this is actually our third episode in the Kingdom Hearts 2 world. We're not going to waste any time. We're jumping straight into this. If you guys are brand new to the series, basically this is a rhythm-based game of all the music in Kingdom Hearts and all the Kingdom Hearts games. And it's split up in different sections based on, the Kingdom Hearts games. So right now we're in the Kingdom Hearts 2 area, which is why we got the Tron music, which this one's going to be really weird to play rhythm to. Yeah, I already missed one. So, yeah, this has just been kind of like a more relaxing, kind of chill kind of playthrough. I absolutely love the Kingdom Hearts series so much. I've been saying this every single episode because it's true. I'm obsessed with Kingdom Hearts, man. If you've never gotten into the franchise, this is a great time to get into it. Not necessarily with this game specifically. I would actually wait to play this game until the music means more to you, you know what I mean? Experience the actual stories, and then when you play this game, the music is going to just feel so much better. You're going to be like, oh yeah, and you're going to have memories of like different moments you played. You don't want this to be your first Kingdom Hearts, memory, in my opinion. So I would definitely start with, there's, like I said in previous episodes, there's pretty much all the Kingdom Hearts games are on Xbox Game Pass. As part of like this package. You can get the all-in-one package, which basically has like a bunch of the Kingdom Hearts games, remade on next-gen consoles. Well, next-gen, like PS4 and Xbox One, which are backwards compatible on PS5 and Xbox Series X and Series S. So I would definitely highly recommend playing those, and if you're on PlayStation, you can purchase it. There's an all-in-one package, because like they're split up into two or three different packages. I think the all-in-one package comes with Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, you'd have to get Kingdom Hearts 3 separate. So there's basically, the first package is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5. And the 0.5 just means that it comes with like all the DLC for those games. So it comes with Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, if I remember correctly, is on that one as well. And then there's like cutscenes for a couple of the DS games, such as 358 over 2 days and ReCoded. And then there's Chain of Memories, which you can also is playable. And then on the second package, I think it's called 2.8, if I remember correctly. I'm drawing a blank. But basically, 2.8 has a game called Dream Drop Distance on it, which they remade in HD because it originally was a 3DS game. And then, I can't believe I missed that crap. So they got Dream Drop Distance, and then you got. Actually, what the heck is on? What is on 2.8? Hold on. I can't see it from here. Hold on. I'm drawing a blank. 2.8. Oh yeah. Okay, so 2. Sorry. I don't usually do this in the middle of a playthrough of a game. So I got it here. I'll grab both. So I can talk about them as we play. Not like I'm going to be able to look at them. Okay, so yeah, this one here, 1.5 plus 2.5, basically has Kingdom Hearts 1. They call them Final Mix because Final Mix is basically includes all the DLC and stuff. Hold on, I'll tell you guys when I can actually, like, in between songs, exactly what's on both discs. But there's two different packages, which basically has all of the games on it. There's also Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, which is a mobile game. If you want, a little bit of backstory. Man, maybe that sounds overwhelming the way I'm phrasing it right now, but trust me, it's not. Just play the games in the order that they were released. So if you don't know the order that they were released, just look it up. There's a good reason to play them in order of release rather than the order of timeline. Because there's a timeline. But again, just start small. Just start by playing Kingdom Hearts 1. Which, the mechanics are like a little bit clunky. So just, stick with it. Kingdom Hearts 2 gets way better for mechanics. A lot smoother. And then by the time you get to Kingdom Hearts 3, it's even better. But then there's a bunch of spin-off games in between. Or not spin-off games, side games. They're not spin-offs, they're side games. Which are 100% worth doing. Playing through. Now, if you guys have played Kingdom Hearts games, then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so we've been having a question of the day or question of the episode every single game. Now, hold on here. I got another question. It's always kind of related to something to do with Kingdom Hearts. One episode I asked you guys what your favorite Disney movies were. Because obviously, you know, Disney is a huge part of Kingdom Hearts games. But this one, I will have the question after this song. Because honestly, I can't even friggin'... I can barely focus on doing this. Tron is like the weirdest rhythm-based music. Tron is probably like my least favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 2. But like, I don't dislike Tron. I like Tron. My buddy's a huge Tron fan. He's got to play this game, because then he would absolutely love it. So, this one here, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix. It comes with Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Those are the 4 playable games, which are all amazing games that you should play them all. And then it has the cutscenes for Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days and Kingdom Hearts ReCoded. Because those games, I guess, they decided not to remake. But it has all the cutscenes, so you can still get the story. And then on this one, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, basically it has Dream Drop Distance HD, which was a 3DS game that they made in HD. Then there's Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. So 0.2 Birth by Sleep is basically like, it comes after Birth by Sleep, which you get on the first disc. And it's kind of like a shorter, kind of like fragmentary kind of passage, they call it. It's like a, what, maybe 2 or 3 hour kind of like short little kind of chapter. Just to add a little bit of, you know, story to connect, you know, some of the, you know, kind of bridge some of the lore, if you will. It's really good. It's, I don't want to spoil it if you guys decide to play it if you've never played it. But then there's also, I'm going to restart this. This is stupid. Then there's also like a movie. It's called Kingdom Hearts Back Cover movie. And basically it's like a 1 hour kind of cinematic cutscene movie that has to do with like way back at the beginning of the timeline of Kingdom Hearts. Like long before Sora, Donald, and Goofy were around. So that's like how long... That's how far back the lore goes in Kingdom Hearts, man. So we're finally going to get a cutscene after this. Anyway, so the question of the day. When did you guys start playing Kingdom Hearts? If you have. If you haven't, then your answer should be today. Because you're going to start today, right? If you haven't started, you plan to. But if you have played Kingdom Hearts games, when did you start? No shame in this, man. I myself did not get into the series way back in the day when it first came out. I didn't really know much about it back in the day, to be honest with you guys. I got into it just like a few years ago, actually. I don't even know the exact date. Kingdom Hearts 3 had been announced. I know that much. Kingdom Hearts 3 had already been announced, but it was not obviously out yet. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced like, what, 2-3 years? Well, I think like 3 years, maybe 4 years before it came out. So, I want to say like, maybe like 2-3 years ago. Maybe like 3 years ago I got into Kingdom Hearts. I can't remember when it was, man. Time flies. Actually, you can actually see on my channel. I played Kingdom Hearts for the very first time on my channel. It was a series of live streams. And those are still on my channel. So, whenever those were, that's when I got into it. Because I remember seeing a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. And I'm like, man, like I've seen so much of this Kingdom Hearts game. Like, what is it all about? And I was like, man, I gotta try it. And then I found out that, like, about these packages, right? These 2 different discs and bundles that had pretty much all the games on, you know, PS4. Later, they came on Xbox One as well. That's more recent. So I played through them. I got these 2 discs, and I played through every single game. I watched the cutscenes for the other games, and then I got super hooked on Kingdom Hearts, and my life was over. And I became one of the biggest...
Sora returned to Hollow Bastion, where he learned the startling truth. He thought he had defeated Ansem, but that was actually an imposter. The real Ansem had an apprentice named Xehanort, whose Heartless called himself Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. And Xehanort's nobody, Xemnas, was the leader of Organization 13. The organization's aim was revealed. They planned to collect all the hearts released by the Keyblade to create another Kingdom Hearts, and they would harness it for their own gain. Realizing he was being used, Sora almost gave up the fight, but with the help of a mysterious stranger, he pulled through and continued onward.
You love to see it. I love it. I love it so much. So now we're getting all the cutscenes here. Which one are we going to? This is 2. This is 1. So let's go here first. Sacred Moon. Oof. We're getting to the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. So what was I saying? Yeah, so once I started playing Kingdom Hearts 1, at first, it took me a little bit to really get hooked on it, but I was already really excited about it, because I love Disney to begin with, and then, you know, meeting all these new characters that are exclusive. Okay, we're going to restart that, because it's the very first one that we missed. Like, these exclusive characters to the Kingdom Hearts, you know, franchise, like Sora, Riku, Kairi, you know, all of them, you know, the organization, and all that. I started learning about them, and I started like getting attached to them as, you know, time went on. And then it got to the point where, you know, as I was progressing through Kingdom Hearts 1, I was just falling deeper and deeper in love with this friggin' game. And by the time I got to the next game, what was the next game that I played? I can't remember. Because I played them in order of release, but I can't remember what the order of release is. I can tell you the order of, like, the timeline, but I don't remember the released order. But anyways, so each game I played, I just fell more and more and more in love, and I was just like absolutely obsessed. Excuse me, with the excuse me, with the game and the franchise. And oh, what the frig? Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I apologize. So anyways, I got more and more obsessed with, you know, Kingdom Hearts, and to the point where I was just, you know, absolutely head over heels for the game. And now it's become one of my my gosh, man. This is, I'm not gonna get a freaking 2-star even, am I? How am I missing that? I don't get it. I don't understand why this is happening. Anyways, but yeah, so I mean, almost instantly, it became one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And then I was obsessed with the lore. Every you know, time I finished one of the games, I wanted to know more about, like, what all this, you know, all this story stuff meant. And so I started, like, researching the crap out of it, and I just got obsessed with, like, you know, what everything meant, and, you know, just, again, the lore of Kingdom Hearts. And at that point, it was just like, it was over for me, man. It was over. I was just like, it went from being a game that I, you know, a series that I didn't know much about, to, like, literally one of my favorite series of all time, to the point where it was up there next to The Legend of Zelda for me, which The Legend of Zelda I've been playing since I was, like, super young. I mean, I played the original one on the NES. I was born during the Super NES era, but I played the one on the NES, I think, first, because my parents owned an NES and a Super NES. And then the first Zelda game I actually beat was Link to the Past on the Super NES. So I've been playing that franchise forever. So, you know, it was something that, you know, had that nostalgic factor to me as well. And I've just always loved the Legend of Zelda series. It's always been one of my favorite. Which, by the way, I have a Nintendo channel if you guys like Nintendo content. That doesn't go here. That goes specifically on a channel just for Nintendo content, because I'm that big of a Nintendo fan. Anyways, but what's crazy to me is the fact that it's like, I fell so much in love with Kingdom Hearts, you know, as a series, and just everything about Kingdom Hearts, without picking it up when it first came out, you know, during my childhood, right? Like, I was already a friggin' adult. And to me, that says something about the game, because, like, a lot of games I feel like, you know, we fall in love with as kids, right? Especially games, you know, maybe like this. And I don't know what I mean by like this, by the way. I don't know. I feel like some games we just have that, you know, nostalgic factor. And, you know, what's crazy to me is that I fell so in love with the Kingdom Hearts franchise that it felt like I've been with it since the start, even though I haven't. That's the craziest thing. Like, I feel like I've known Kingdom Hearts as long as I've known the Legend of Zelda series, even though I haven't. Now I don't know if that would be the case for everybody, but for me, like, that's just like, I grew such an attachment to this game, you know, that I didn't even think that was possible, like, to grow this kind of an attachment to any kind of game or franchise, you know, that you didn't grow up with as a kid. Like, I always figured, like, that was something that's just like, you know, your attachment is because you grew up with something. But the fact that it's possible to have, you know, to basically develop that kind of attachment to something, you know, even though you didn't grow up with it, is pretty special, man. And I think that's telling of, you know, the Kingdom Hearts world and what it is and what it means. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much deeper than just a game. And I know that probably doesn't make sense to anyone who hasn't played the game. But anyone who has played, you know, the series and has been in love with the series, maybe you understand what I mean by that. You know, it's just so much deeper than just, you know, a normal video game. You know, there's just like this connection. I got a full chain from that. I didn't even realize. I've just been ranting. It's just something that you connect with. It's just like, I don't know, man. The Kingdom Hearts franchise, like, when you really get into it, if you do get into it, it just like, it like latches on to your heartstrings in a way that's unexplainable. And then some people just don't get into it. That's why I always say, either you're a huge Kingdom Hearts fan or you're not a fan at all. It's very rare that people are in the middle. Like, it can happen, obviously, but it's the kind of game that either completely sucks you in, or, you know, you just don't, for whatever reason, resonate with it. Now, I mean, again, there are people that exist that are like in the middle, but more times than not, I feel like the majority of the time, if someone likes Kingdom Hearts, they don't just like it, they end up loving it. But again, there are people that just like it casually as well. You know, that's cool as well. I don't think it's, you know, especially from like the hardcore fan base, I don't think it's ever like, you know, a nice thing to, you know, make people feel like they're not a real Kingdom Hearts fan because they're, you know, maybe not as big of a fan as you. But that said, you can be a bigger fan, right? But we're all fans. If you love the game, if you like the game, love the game, whatever, we're all fans on different levels. Some people are completely obsessed, like me. That's fine. It just makes me a nerd. Remember, I don't know if you guys have been like, how old you guys are, but I remember the time when like nerd was like such a bad thing. Like, it was like, I don't know if it's still like that, but to me, like, when people like say nerd now, like, to me it's like, heck yeah, dude, I embrace the crap out of it. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? I can't really miss that chain or that hit. It's like, heck, I'm a nerd, dude. Like, I love it. I love being a nerd. I love, you know, games. I love like nerdy stuff, like, you know, comics and movies and TV shows, and I like nerding out about like the lore of, you know, things. But I embrace the crap out of it, man. You call me a nerd, and to me it's like a compliment. It's like, yeah, dude, heck yeah, you know, because I'm passionate about these things. Like, why, you know, it's not a bad thing to be passionate about something, you know. To me, it's like, you can't really put a negative spin on being passionate. Okay, hold on. Cutscene.
To ensure that Sora would make it to Organization 13's headquarters, Axel sacrificed himself. Roxas appeared within Sora and challenged him for the right to exist. But Roxas realized Sora's strength and disappeared. At last, Sora, Riku, and I were reunited. Kingdom Hearts loomed overhead, but Ansem the Wise managed to bring its completion to a halt. Sora, alongside Riku, faced the final battle with Xemnas, the last member of Organization 13.
That fight was kind of annoying, especially on Critical. Was it Critical? Did you have to beat it in Critical? You did have to beat Kingdom Hearts 2 in Critical for Platinum, right? I should know this because I just did it. So this is going to be a boss fight, and I think there's going to be another boss fight from what it looks like. Darkness of the Unknown. Well, let's do this. If you guys are ready for this, I'm ready for this. Don't know how much talking I'll be able to do if it is a boss fight. Yeah, it's a boss fight. It's a boss fight. I hate these. Great. These are so complicated. I hate the way it all looks. Guard, wonderful, nice. Here we go. Oh boy. Ah, frig! Well, I missed a little bit there. So we're gonna probably get hit a little bit. Look at our health. Just for missing like one? Are we gonna die? We're not gonna die, are we? Okay, hold on, we gotta go. I hit so many, but because I missed one, I got screwed. Oh, frig. Okay. Oh, we cleared it. All right. Okay. Wow. That was very, very freaking intense, man. So another boss has bitten the dust. We got a 3-star, and we got another cutscene, baby. I love these cutscenes.
Xemnas was finally defeated. But after the battle, Sora and Riku found themselves trapped in the realm of darkness. Suddenly, a bottle washed up on shore. The message inside led them back to the realm of light.
Wow. It's so nostalgic. I love it so much. I love it so much. Team 3D. So this is the Dream Drop Distance team. Because this is about to split off. We're going to do this next one. But after this, it's going to split off. So this is going to be... What? Is this another boss fight? Oh, this is Kingdom Hearts ReCoded. Well, you know what? We're gonna knock out ReCoded as well, because after ReCoded, it's going to split off into 2 different sections here. So we'll do this one as well. We only got 2 songs on ReCoded, because ReCoded is a little bit shorter. So I guess this is going to be like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird the way that works. So ReCoded I never played. Like I said, it was just cutscenes, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to get it on 3DS at some point. Well, I think ReCoded was a DS game, if I remember right. I think 358 and ReCoded were DS games. But I don't know. I want to play through them just to say I've, played through them. So we got the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. And we have ReCoded. Alright. So, I'm not super familiar with this music. Just because I never actually played ReCoded. I only watched the cutscenes for it. Like I said, it was part of the package that you can get on Xbox or PlayStation. Well, it was first on PlayStation, then eventually came to Xbox. But, yeah, so I don't know. So, surprisingly, this music means little to me. Because it's one of the only Kingdom Hearts games I haven't played. This one, 358. Well, 358, I know the music very, very well. For some reason. Because a lot of the music is in the cutscenes. I mean, this music is a little bit as well, but it wasn't as memorable. At least this song. Maybe the next song I'll recognize more. But, and then Chain of Memories was another one I just watched the cutscenes for. It is playable, but I didn't really like the mechanics of that one, which, you know what? I should chip away at it anyways. I should play through it. Does it say I have, you know? Call myself a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I gotta at least play those games. Alright, so that was done. Definitely not a full chain. Was it a full chain? No, it was not a full chain. We missed one, right? Yeah, we missed one. Or two. I don't know. We're about to find out how many you missed. I'm not quite certain. We missed one. We could have had a full chain, but we didn't. So that's unfortunate. 1 star. Okay, well that's great. That's just great. Oh, that was cleared. Oh gosh. Not this. Not this, man. This is gonna be intense. I don't like intense. It's gonna be like... Okay, here we go. Ah. How am I missing that? I don't know how I'm missing those. Come on. There we go. Ah, I looked over for a second. I don't know why. I got curious how long this episode has been. Instead of waiting like an idiot, I looked over right away. And I still didn't see it. Alright. There we go. Cool. Doing alright. About halfway through. Take. Alright. Sweet. Very nice. Man, this one's a little bit lengthier, isn't it? Feels like it anyways. Okay. Cool. $119. Oh, that one almost screwed me. Throwing in a triangle with a normal one. We got 130 chain though. Definitely not a full chain, but decent, I guess. It was okay. It was all right. All right. So, let me see here. Well, we're gonna get a cutscene now, right? I like cutscenes. Let's do it.
A strange entry was found in the journal that chronicled Sora's adventures. To investigate, the journal was converted to data, but it was full of bugs. Mickey called on Data Sora to help them restore the world inside the journal. As he restored the datascape, more and more strange messages kept appearing. Mickey and the others should have been watching from the other side of the screen. But somewhere along the way, Data Riku, the embodiment of the journal, had imported them into the datascape to help solve the mystery of the message. Maleficent and Pete were causing all sorts of trouble with their plan to take over the real world through the datascape. Data Sora drew power from the connections with his friends in his heart and used it to fight and forge a path forward. He defeated Sora's Heartless, the bug in the data that had corrupted the journal. That should have been the end of this journey. But Mickey received word that a door to a new world had appeared, and he once again entered the datascape. On the other side of the door was Castle Oblivion. Led by a figure in black, Data Sora repeatedly relived the pain residing in his heart. If he kept holding on to that hurt, he would be dragged down into the darkness. But Data Sora realized that his pain was what tied his memories together. He swore to the cloaked figure, Roxas, that he accepted the pain. The hurt of those connected to Sora remained dormant in his heart. And to help find a way to face and heal that pain, Naminé had left the mysterious journal entry. Their hurting will be mended when you return to end it. Mickey and Data Sora now knew the true meaning of those words. Data Sora thanked Naminé, and they said their goodbyes. Mickey wrote Sora a letter detailing the events that took place in the datascape. You are who you are because of those people. They need you, and now the door to your next journey is ready to be opened.
Oh, I love it. That was a long cutscene. I mean, there's kind of a lot to kind of catch up on ooh, Team Birth by Sleep. Oh, I was trying to figure out what's the blue side. So the blue side is Birth by Sleep, and the purple side is Dream Drop Distance. So the question is, which side do we do first? Obviously, we're gonna split this off in in the next episode. So it's gonna probably take us 4 episodes to get through this. I'm thinking about maybe splitting this up. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to split this up into 2 sections. So we'll probably do Dream Drop Distance first, maybe. I want to save Birth by Sleep for after. This is one of my more favorite ones. So we'll do Dream Drop Distance. We'll split it off into 2 episodes, and then once we're done that side, we'll come over to Birth by Sleep, and we'll knock that out in 2 episodes, and then we'll go to the orange area, which I'm assuming is Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks like Kingdom Hearts 3. Isn't this the Frozen World right here? I'm pretty sure this is Kingdom Hearts 3. Anyways, so let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, guys new. Thanks for tuning into another one, and see you guys in the next one. Till then, my friends, game on.